It was once owned by Rio Tinto, and it was established in the early 1970s as a town to house miners, and up until today the population has remained constant at around 2,000. Some interesting facts about Paraburdoo is that it's located 1,528 kilometers north of Perth and is situated 24 kilometers north of the Tropic of Capricorn. The highest recorded maximum temperature there is 48.9 degrees centigrade, and the lowest ever recorded was 1.5 degrees centigrade. Europeans started moving into the Paraburdoo area in the 1860s when they were looking for land to graze their sheep, and they named the area Paraburdoo after a local Aboriginal word which actually was accepted as white cockatoos, but they actually claim that Piri means meat and Pardoo means feathers. So this really makes sense because the white cockatoos were a source of food for the local Aboriginal people. So this is the measures one has to go to have a drink when you get to Karijini, because there's nothing licensed there.
Useless place.
And we couldn't get any bookings for dinner, so we don't know if we'll even be able to get ready-made food there. We may just have to only make our own food there.
There's the other one. We're going to get the other one, yeah.
Blow the foam off.
Not working so well. I have to drink some.
So we've arrived at Karijini. The last 3 kilometers was dirt road, which was absolutely atrocious. We get to the restaurant at 2:05 and we want lunch, and of course the kitchen closed at 2, so we're too late. So then we came to put up our tent and discover it's all like a gravel that we've got to put up our tent on. But what can we do? And most of the gorges are closed, so you can't walk to them anyway.
Not close to
Well, some of them.
Too far to walk. Only one
Yeah.
you can walk to.
Only one you can walk to, and it's closed. Yeah. So, yeah, bit of a low light of our holiday instead of being the highlight.
But make the other ones the highlight.
Yeah. Funny little birds. Dinner in preparation. We've got our bottle of beer that we got going when we were in Paraburdoo. Philip's busy making the fire to barbecue the meat. It's going to be done in that pan. Good dinner here in the Karijini National Park. Lots of red dirt, 2 nice motorbikes, some other campers. We've got the steaks sizzling and we've got all these cockatoos flying overhead.
dingoes howling at night, lots of cockatoos flying around. So as far as the camping site goes, it's not too bad, except for all the gravel on the floor, the stones.
Well, it's the only way to keep it dry when it rains.
But yeah, we're making the most of it.
Over and out.
So we've come across quite a few of these mushroomy looking things. Yeah, I'm not sure what they are. We'll have to try and find out.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's what it looks like inside.
Don't know if that's edible.
No, I don't think so.
I won't try it.
And when it dries out, brown powder. This is our walk that we're doing, and we've decided to stop under this tree here, nice looking tree, and have some lunch, and then we'll carry on back this way, which makes a big loop back to where we started.
This is the walk we've been doing, just going around a loop and seeing the upper part of the gorge. Can't get too close. Spinifex grass is really prickly. A little bit further down the gorge, you can hear the cascades in the bottom, water cascading, but you can't see it. Can't get there. There. So, wallaby. Oh no, it's not. It's a human. Oh, okay. It's a human. Oh, I was always getting happy here. Thought it's a wallaby. I haven't seen one yet.
Making ham and egg and tomato mix to have with our bread this morning. One of these slow moving ants found himself some scrambled egg for breakfast.
So we've still got some long distances to ride, eh? I don't realise how far we've come.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
It's not just round the corner back home.
Nope.
You might get the impression that we didn't enjoy our stay at Karijini, but in actual fact we did enjoy it very much. The only problem was that the roads weren't exactly suited to our heavily loaded adventure bikes because of all the corrugations and ruts, so they weren't really pleasant to ride on. So we tried to do as little travelling around as possible, basically only going into the camp and then leaving again after our 3 days there. The other problem was that the few gorges that were not closed were miles away from where we were camping. So we would have had to kit up completely to ride there. And then didn't know what we would do with our helmets, boots, jackets, etc. while we went for a walk in the gorges. So we were worried that they might be stolen off the bikes if we left them. So we actually chatted about it and decided we'll rather visit Karijini again one day, but by car this time. And then we can spend as much time as we want doing walks and exploring the gorges at leisure.
Karijini National Park, and so we thought it might be a good opportunity to just give a little review on the tent that we're using. It's the third tent that we've bought and we've decided it's a keeper. It's the Vango make, and the model is the Omega 250. You can see it's got the tension band system. It's waterproof to 5,000 millimeters, and we've literally put it to the test over the last week, and it is very waterproof. It's fire retardant, and it's the Power Light alloy poles that are used. So yeah, what would you like to say about it, Philip?
At least we have some space.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fairly easy to put up.
Yep. Quick and easy.
Weighs just over 4 kilograms. Packs in this bag. Fits on a pannier in the back, so that's packs well in this with a few other things. We can pack into this
dry bag
250 dry bag. So yeah.
The guy ropes are fluorescent at night. We'll post a picture here of what it looks like if you take a photo with a flash. And as soon as you get near it with your headlamp on, you can immediately see where your tent is.
Tensioning is fairly easy. It just hooks in there, so loose, pull it tight, hooks in, just tighten it like that. So very easy.
Very simple.
It's very wind resistant. We've had some strong winds as well, and it's very good in strong winds. Had no problem, even during rain and strong winds. We had no problem with leakages or anything. So all in all, a pretty good tent.
All right, let's have a look inside. There's 2 layers to the door, and there's a door on either side of the tent, so you can choose which side you want the opening to be. Only the one side has the fly screen though, and the other side is just a plain door that opens.
Under the fly screen.
The fly screen and the door together, so it has 2 separate zips. Okay, so this shows how big the storage area is. Plenty of space for your boots, your helmet, all your riding gear, jackets, pants, clothing, everything. Bags for the shower, you name it, everything can go in.
And if the weather is miserable, really miserable, and you need to get out of the weather, you could even sit inside.
Yeah, we often sit inside and watch movies.
No, not often. We've done it once.
Yeah, well, that's an option that you have. All right. Okay, the floor is this separate sewn-in ground sheet, which the first time the first time you put the tent up, you have to clip in the ground sheet and the sleeping area. But once it's in, it stays in, and you just fold up the whole tent with everything in. So that makes setting it up again so much quicker and easier. This is the sleeping area. It's totally separate and totally sealed off. So
and quite warm.
Yeah, very warm inside. For a person like me that has a phobia about spiders and insects, you know you're secure in there. Nothing can get to you. And you can see our 2 mattresses fit in perfectly, along with the sleeping bags, pillows. It's got great side pockets for storing anything you want to store in the side, both sides. It's got an air vent there, which lets air in without actually making it cold, which is, I found, quite amazing. And there's a little hook there to hang your lamp. As you can see, we've got ours hanging there. And then
it also has an air vent here that can be opened from the inside for cooler air.
yeah,
So
if you want airflow going through.
And then if you can leave the fly sheet zipped in open here and this open, you have a very good flow of air through. And even if you have moisture on the inside of the tent, this stays dry, completely sewn in dry sheet, separate from the rest of the tent.
Yeah. What we've done to just give added protection to the floor, because we're on these a very stony area, is we put our 1 ground sheet folded double. We put it under the length of the width of the tent, and that protects the floor, as well as giving you a little bit of area to walk in to shake off the dust and the grass and whatever else is sticking to your shoes. And then under the sleeping area, we've got our Outback ground sheet,
which weighs virtually nothing and is almost impermeable against stones and sharp things. So it really protects the bottom of your tent.
And it also gives added insulation against the cold. So that's the tent in a nutshell. We're very impressed and happy with it, and enjoying our camping here at Karijini. The only negatives are that it does have quite a number of tent pegs. So it takes a little bit longer to put up than the normal dome tents, but for the added space and comfort and waterproofness, we just found it definitely worth it. And the only other thing you've got to be careful of is when you put things down on this side, not to push the things too close to the side.
Show it right in front of you.
For instance, if I put this boot down too close to the edge, it flattens the ground sheet, the sewn-in ground sheet, and then the water can drip in from the outside of the tent. But yeah, that's the only. We once had a bit of water leak in because the luggage had been pushed right against the side, and then the water was dripping in.
So once you got your 10 pegs all in, you don't always get them exactly the right spot, but you start off with your tensioning system as loose as possible and put your pegs just enough play in. Then afterwards you just tension it like that, and you can get your tension right throughout. So if you also, when you undo it, you just lift it up and it's easy to pull out the pegs. Found that to be very handy too.